We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at CoppellCars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
For Sean Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Sometimes in life we look for rhythm and consistency. But sometimes life just needs disrupting. Welcome into your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join Mike and his local disruptor each week as they surprise people who shape their journey with a phone call. Disrupting your drive time on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is Mike Smith.
What up, Capital City? Happy New Year's 2026. Happy New Year's, everybody. Yeah. We got a packed, and I mean an absolutely packed house tonight. There's a ton of people, too many for intros. We're kicking off a new show. This show is called Culture and Coffee. We're bringing it to you straight from 11th and O. We're on the air, and we are on O Street. We have a wild cast of what I would call kind of like the culture kids, the culture community in Lincoln. We've got who's up now, who's up next, who's up next. We've got, we got a lot of people up in the studio tonight, but tonight would not be possible if it was not for Todd Ogden and the Downtown Lincoln Association. So let's put it together for Todd for making tonight possible. It's going to be fun. Kicking off a new show. And so basically what we're going to do, we got a show from 5 to 7. We're going to bring in, we wanted to pack the studio with as many people as possible. So we got all the culture heads in here tonight. We're going to have different teams, groups of people. And then the Bowie Boys, shout out Bowie Boys, local legends. They're in the studio. The Bowie Boys are hosting a vintage market, and there's going to be a little pop-up skate activation going on. So we're going to be down here every first Friday. So if you're listening, if you're looking for something to do, Austin, we got a huge game tonight. So if you're trying to stop in before the Huskers beat Michigan State, this is the spot to be. So Todd, I'm going to kick it over to you. Downtown's got a lot cooking. Will you give us an update of just what's going on in downtown Lincoln right now?
Yeah, everything. Everything. We're right here. We're right in the heart of downtown. We're going to be redoing O Street, so that's going to be awesome. The construction is not going to be awesome, so that's why we want to do this. We want to remind everybody over the next 2 years, keep coming downtown, keep supporting it. We're going to make sure to have a place where people want to walk, skate, drive, ride, scoot, do everything. Like, we need to be a downtown for everybody. And redoing O Street has been long overdue, and we have to support our businesses downtown and support this realm so it can be a place that everybody wants to be.
Love that. And you're definitely you're showing up and putting your money where your mouth is. There's a big investment going on. We're building a music district, right? We're talking about that. What's happening there? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, we're allowed to talk about it.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, bring it. I want to hear about it. We got a lot of people in here invested in the music scene in Lincoln. Yes.
So we have amazing live music downtown, and it all started with Larry Beamer, who started bringing in live jazz at the Zoo Bar. And
what year was that?
That was late 60s, early 70s.
Just before Wooloo.
Yeah.
Just before.
Yeah.
Yes. Keep going.
Yeah. Mike was born, shortly after that. So he was good. And really what we're calling the music district, that's Beamer Street. And 14th and O is kind of the epicenter of our music district. And we want to continue to cultivate everything that's going on there. I want to incubate local musicians. We want to start a Music Box Academy. We want to incubate musicians so they can then not only perform here, but perform everywhere around the country and form musicians to want to be a part of here. So you don't have to leave. So we have musicians here that have to leave to Nashville. They have to leave to LA. I don't want them to leave. They should be able to stay here. So we've started what's called the Music Box that opened last April. We have about 80 members right now of local musicians who want to record music, want to practice music. And we wanted to perform at places like Duffy's. We want to perform at Zoo Bar, 1867, Bourbon, different places like that, and be a part of that culture. And we want to continue to, just have more people want to be a part of that, because that's been part of the fabric of that area. So let's take advantage of that and have more people perform there. So if you haven't been, go to the Music Box. If you play an instrument or if you do any of that, that's the place to be. And then if you haven't yet, make sure you perform at one of our music venues downtown. We have so many of them, and just more live music we have, the better downtown's going to be.
Absolutely. And you and I kind of have the same mission and same sort of vision of like, let's get as many of these kids to stay, like as many of these folks to stay, build businesses, do cool things, create cool stuff. And we've got a lot of folks. I know Addis Brown is in here somewhere. I want Addis Brown to hop up to the microphone. Step up to the mic here, Ms. Brown. So it was, I remember back in the day when you were like living above Spaghetti Works, a local musician.
Fun. Yes.
Creating music.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Now you're in here with your daughter, Samara. Samara is a vendor at Art and Thrift that happens at the Bay every first Friday. And so you're in here as a part of a kid who's, how old are you, 11? Yeah. 11.
No, she's 12.
Shout out 12. So she's 12, doing cool stuff. So you get to be in here. You get to be a part of it. You've seen it come from like, you were the cool college kid doing cool stuff. Now you're watching these young high school kids come up. We've got all these fashion folks. We've got more people piling into the studio. Keep coming in. And so to see sort of Lincoln grow and to see O Street and downtown grow, it makes me proud to be from Lincoln. Like, this is cool. This is fun.
I love this idea of keeping this cool creative community here in Lincoln and not leaving to Nashville or other cool places that have, they have their own thing going on, but we can be that too.
And we're doing it too. That's what the investment in downtown Lincoln is, which is a very, very cool thing. And so
I love that.
It's awesome. It's a very, very cool thing. So Todd, what would you say for any of we've got young musicians, young performers, young people that are always trying to decide, should I stay or should I go? Should I make it here? Can I do something big here and leave? Give them some incentive on why they should stick around and continue to just build here.
I think you should stick around because we're investing in our musicians. That's what we want. That's all we want. We want people to want to be a part of this. We want them to perform here. We want them to learn their craft here, and we want to produce their music here. So we're going to continue to do more of that. We're going to continue to grow that. The Music Box is just a first investment that we have. So that's on 14th. That's across from the current library, where the new library is going to go right across the street. Yep. And we hope to expand some of that stuff. The library has a Poly Music Pavilion that will be able to help enhance some of that stuff too. But we want them to play music. We want them to just stay here, and we want to continue to invest in things that people want to be a part of. We have a skate park going in that's up right now, even though the rest of the park's not there yet. But that's just another investment we have downtown where we want our skaters to go. So has anybody tried that out yet, even though you're not supposed to?
No.
Nobody has. That's right.
Yeah.
So hopefully that tests out well, because we want to activate that park. All I care about is I want an active downtown. I want it to be a place where the next generation and the next generation, and Wyatt, this is my son. He's not 12, he's 10. So he's just a little guy. But when he gets older, I want him to want to stay in Lincoln.
Yep.
Are you going to stay in Lincoln, Wyatt?
Yeah, probably. I probably will stay in Lincoln.
Okay, good. Well, goal achieved.
Dad paid him
in Lincoln. Yes.
Dad paid him to say that. Keep coming in, keep piling in. Everybody make room. We've got lots of folks squeezing in. If you're shooting content, you can come all the way back around and hop over here with Jack if you want. We're live on 11th and O. We've got a vintage pop-up market going on here. We've got a lot of the local culture in the studio. Everybody from young kids as young as 11 and 12 years old to high school kids, to kids from the Bay. We've got kids who have their own brands. We have someone here who's, it's been fun for me to sort of see his journey grow. And so Ty Smith is somebody who's in the studio with us tonight. So Ty was classic, like Bay Mall skate rat kid who just like skated. That was his thing. But you took that, pivoted it, and created a career for yourself, and you're doing something different. And you've stuck around, and you've made a really cool business for yourself. And I know that you're always grinding and always working and never come up for air. So thanks for taking some time. Hop up on the mic. Thanks for taking some time and just gracing us with your presence tonight. But tell us, what does it mean for you to see like the Lincoln culture continue to grow as someone who's been a part of it from the business perspective?
Yeah, it's crazy because, I mean, when I was coming up, like skating at the Bay, that was all we had. That was like the first thing that we really had. So, I mean, a lot of people don't know, but I almost moved out to LA in 2019 because, I mean, tattooing here and everything, like it wasn't really the same as it is out there. So I almost moved out there. I didn't, luckily, like some stuff in life just kind of happened to where it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. And I'd already kind of started building my name and everything. So I stayed here, and then it just kind of blew up from there. But don't really plan on moving ever. I mean, there's always opportunities elsewhere, but it's been cool here because like the more my name has kind of gone out there, the more it's, I don't know, this would be crazy to watch it happen, especially somewhere like Lincoln where you never really thought those opportunities would happen.
Those creative opportunities. Yeah. If you moved, it'd be tough to move all those cars. I don't know how you'd possibly pull that off. No, but the thing that I don't think people realize about Lincoln is it's possible here. Like I know some of our people here have moved to LA. They've done certain things. We've been other places. You go and visit other cities, Todd, and you sort of see there's this, like, a city gets to a certain size and there's a disconnect between people who have access or keys or the gatekeepers to certain things. But here, like, you'll bump into Scott Hatfield, who owns Duffy's, and like the guy miles from Bodegas, he's going to be here. He's a Bay kid. He's going to be in here in a little bit. Like the people who own things it's accessible here, and you can meet people.
Close knit for sure. That's what I like too. It's like, it's not like you run into people, like, I mean, once you get well known to a point, people still make a big deal about it. But here it's like you're homies with them. It's not like, oh, it's awkward. Like, oh, that's someone that has this following or whatever. It's like you can go up and have a conversation, all that stuff. And it's like, this guy owns this guy owns that, this guy does that. And, you know, everybody's just homies out here, and it's cool.
Yep. And
or this girl.
Sorry. Or this girl. Yeah. Or she owns this. She owns that. Yeah. Get out of here, Ty. Thank you, Ms. Brown. We appreciate that. No, so it's fun for me to see this. I know a lot of you've had your life impacted by the Bay. You've come through it. It's been a part of your story and your journey. And if not, you've seen it or heard of it, and it's been something that's cool in the culture. But it's really fun for me to be able to see spaces like this transform. And so I just want to take a moment and say huge shout out to the Ticket and the Mill for giving us a spot to do something kind of wild like this. I was like, what should we call this market? This sort of looks like a dirtbag market a little bit in here. Bougie dirtbags is what we are. That's what we're going to go by. But it's a very fun thing. I wanted to see anybody who's kind of in the music world. If you're a musician, will you hop up on the microphone? I know we've got some musicians in here. We've got folks, right? Anybody in here that does music? All right, then I want all my fashion kids to hop up on the mic. If you're into fashion, there's a lot of that. Then we'll start with fashion first of all. Yeah, if fashion's your game, hop up on the microphone. So this is Culture and Coffee. We're talking about things. So my first kind of question for all of you is, hop up in there. If you're going to answer the question, introduce yourself, say who you are, kind of what you got going on. But my question for some of you would be, you know, we're in the Midwest. People call this flyover country. People sort of like to dunk on us. You know, like even tonight I think Tom Izzo said there's nothing else to do there in Nebraska. You know what I mean? And so you guys are a really cool representation of, there's actually a lot of really cool stuff to do in Nebraska, and you're a big part of that. And so how do you see yourselves kind of bringing culture to Lincoln? Like, how are you going about that? Everybody's got their own sort of way that they do it. What would you say you're bringing? Like, what's your cultural thing that you bring to the table? But hop up. Like, we'll go ladies first. Yeah, you got it. Hop up there. The question is, talk about what you're kind of bringing to the table. Like, what gets you excited? Why fashion? Like, why are you bringing this to Lincoln? There's a lot of things you could have picked, but like, why'd you pick fashion?
I pick fashion. It's like, I feel like everybody does it differently. It's like you can copy people, but it's never going to be the same. It's like the only thing that you could be like unique about
is fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting with there's that crossover of fashion and sports now, where like everybody, like what they wear down the tunnel when they walk into the thing, like their fit has become such a big deal. And it's kind of fun to see people like really trying to show out. But you guys came showed out, dressed up hard for the evening. So kind of, I know you guys got a crew going. Yeah. I've seen that there's like an Instagram following happening. I'm sure that things happening on TikTok too, but explain sort of what you guys are up to.
I mean, I guess it's a lot. I mean, we just kind of do everything, but I mean, the basis of like us doing this whole fashion thing in Nebraska is because like you said, people don't even believe like Nebraska's a real thing. Like, you know, people that don't live here come across it and be like, what is Nebraska? I ain't even never heard of that place. I mean, that's the point of like why we dress up, because we give other kids that are younger than us the opportunity that want to do fashion and, you know, that don't have that look up to look up to us to be like, dang, we can actually have an opportunity to really step out our comfort zone and do something that we never thought we could do because other people are actually doing it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I feel like that's the opportunity that, you know, I didn't get when I was a kid. You know, if I was a kid and I knew that like, yo, there's 10 other people that's doing fashion just like me, I'd have been like, dang, that'd have been way better. But, you know, I didn't have the opportunity. But we want to give the rest of those kids those opportunity to show their true colors. Like, that's what fashion's about. It's an art form. You know what I'm saying? Just like drawing, that's just the same thing as fashion. It's like, it's showing what you are capable of, but in your own way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
There's an effort I'm seeing you guys put in to create moments and stories and kind of tell visual stories like that. Maybe speak to some of that stuff.
Explain what For Medley is.
Yeah. For Medley is the meaning of Medley is community, bringing a group of people that have like the same liking all together in one, basically.
That's what our fashion group is called. It's called For Medley because there's 4 main members. It's
Reese,
Spencer, Classic, and then
Amaya
on the right. And then we have like we're trying to combine fashion with videography and photography as well. And we're trying to just bring people together on it.
Cameraman back there,
Luco.
If you can hear J Bug, but it's J Bug over there.
Yeah,
too,
you guys
so.
they came rolling with the crew. This is one of the biggest crews I've ever seen. And so where are you guys? You're all high school, right?
Nah,
college. Where you
graduate.
all done? Fresh out of high school. Awesome. So you guys,
Dropout.
all of yeah. The journey's long. The journey's long. How many? So you all went to like from Lincoln, grew up here. So what are some of the inspirations that got you guys started?
Like other people that are bigger or like inspiration. Like I would say, I'm not gonna lie, my dad was a big one. Like he was super big into fashion. I'm not gonna lie, and then kind of paved the way to, I guess, you know, do what I do now. And then, I mean, being around like my friends that also liked fashion kind of paved the way a lot of like what I do to this day. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, I mean, just being around the people that like fashion. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because I've always been into like wearing clothes, but I didn't take it seriously until like, you know, I got to hang out with Classic and Spencer, and then now everybody, you know, it's easier to like wear clothes when everybody else wants to wear clothes too.
Sure. Yep. When the whole squad's doing it. No, that's great. That's great. And so there's one lady in the squad, so you keep everybody in line.
Of course.
I love that.
I don't know about that.
yeah. I love that. And so, are you trying to make like it's one of those things where it, you know, and I know we've got EJ back here too, and so EJ, grab that mic from Todd. And so, you know, we got people that are trying to. Fashion is becoming a career. Like you've got a. I know you've got a membership to Innovation Studios. You're printing stuff. You're making stuff. Shout out to the University of Nebraska. Innovation Studios is an incredible place that is a great resource in town. But as you go from, you know, it being a hobby and something you get excited about, talk about maybe like trying to turn it into a career and an occupation and just that journey for you.
I mean, like every time I talk about it, I almost like run out of words. It's like, and it comes back to the whole Nebraska thing. Like for the longest time, you just don't hear of people coming out of Nebraska that like, oh, they did this. You kind of know, if you know about Nebraska, you know about, you know, college football. It's about it. Maybe volleyball. Volleyball is just as good as the football. So you just think about the sports. And so the transition of recording like my whole life and then getting the traction, and then people are asking, wait, so you're from, they always assume LA. They always assume LA. And so it's almost been a thing where I used to wish I could move out and all that, but I'm very grateful I stayed here because it makes your story a lot cooler. Like if the difference between being a somebody here and then you go out to LA where you're just in the mix of so much different stuff going on, it's just totally two different vibes. Like you said, you get to just be homies. Like that's a big part. Like in LA, you see someone famous or someone that is semi big, you don't want to talk to them or they don't want to talk to you, especially. So like the community here has been a huge part of making it from a hobby to a career because I've been able to just keep going. It's very supportive. It's just, I get speechless every time. It's weird almost like.
No, it's cool. And we hear the same thing from athletes that sit in here each week. They say the same thing where it's like, when you come to Nebraska, like you kind of get to be like they're the pro thing in town. Like you get to be the thing in town. And if you do something here, you put yourself out there. I felt the same way with the Bay. Like once people started to realize what it was and it got traction, everybody was like, oh, we need to like put gas on that because it's such a cool thing. So they want to invest in it. And so, you know, I know this is a story we've talked about on air before, but for Wulu and Trayson, Bowie Boys, shout out to the Bowie Boys, hop up on the mic. You guys did the you moved to LA, like you tried it, you did the thing where you went to LA, shot the shot, came back, and now you're creating here. And tonight's Vintage Market and the skate activation, our sponsor tonight is also HF Crave. So shout out Crave. We're going to be skating for gift cards. They're going to be doing bangers for burgers.
Shout out HF Crave.
HF Crave. If you have not been to HF Crave, you got to get there. Their burgers are great. They're great. TJ, who built the ramp, says they're the best in town. Their favorite. But you made the transition. You made the jump to LA, came back to Nebraska. You guys stayed here. You love to build culture here. And if there are two downtown skate rats that I know that are always down here, Todd, terrorizing the local sidewalks, it's these two right here with little Johnny not far in tow. But yeah, talk about that.
I've seen those videos.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. But talk about just the you tried it. You shot the shot and came back.
I mean, yeah, we were out in LA doing the thing. I know we got like a bunch of views, a bunch of followers, did like all the collabs and everything.
Yep.
And then Mike got us back out into Nebraska. And I think that's one of the best decisions we made was coming back here. It's just it's cool that we can build a community. Exactly what we're doing tonight, like bringing our favorite fashion people, skaters, local vendors, everyone just all together in one room.
It's a bunch of diversity in this room.
It is, yeah.
Clap it up for that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wulu, you've I would say, I remember, I think it was like 2017, 2018, you guys came to us with like the, hey, we want to do a pop-up thrift. I think was what it was originally called at first. And it was like, I remember being a high school kid in Western Nebraska, coming to Lincoln or going to Denver, and we would go thrifting because it was like, you're from Western Nebraska. You know what I mean? So it was like, there was only like 22 people in my graduating class or 42 people or something like that. So it wasn't hard to dress different. Here, you got high schools as big as our hometown. So like it's not harder to dress different, but like you kind of fit into a category. Like you're either one of these or one of those. You fit into this and you fit into that. But I think it's been really cool for you guys to sort of see this thrift culture and just like fashion culture go from like something that happened at the Bay sometimes where I was like, maybe this will pop off to like, oh my God, like Samara's killing it. She's got her own booth and people are really taking it serious. And so you guys were way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how far it's come. We were just some broke skaters buying clothes from Goodwill and, thrift like that. We love thrifting though. We love putting pieces together and, wearing them out. And then once our collection got like big enough, we're like, I think everyone should own a piece of my clothing, They should, they should feel like how I'm feeling. I feel swaggy right now. So, so yeah, we came up to you with the idea and, a lot of ideas so
we don't talk about the ones that don't work. You never bring those ones up. No, it's very cool. What I guess my first question for all the fashion folks, or another question would be, if does it get cutthroat out there, like when a drop happens, or if like people are trying to buy stuff, or there are certain stores or places where like the goods are found? Do you know what I mean? Like, or is
I'll say working on fashion in Nebraska, I can't speak for everyone, but I know I work closely with like EJ and Kiko, and like we always like brainstorm together and get ideas together and like help each other out, and it's like super beneficial. I feel like towards everyone. So
very collaborative.
I think it's good.
Cool.
Yeah, and I really like seeing. I just want to say like a special shout out to the Forward Medley. Like it's crazy to see, because when I first started making like fashion videos, like and trying to put on outfits and trying to do it, it was still weird. Like it was still like a thing that was like, it wasn't in yet. And so I, like coming from that to like now in 2026 now, it's so big and it's cool seeing like groups get together, because you still don't see a lot of groups. And so that's really cool to see a whole group. And so I just wanted to say a special shout out.
I definitely think Nebraska is definitely, shifting towards a lot more than just sports, I would say. Because I feel like Nebraska is just known for, sports and college athletes and stuff. And I feel like us as the group want to push more like, you can be you. You don't got to just do sports to make a living off of something. You don't got to just be this type of person. You can be whatever you want to. And that's what Fort Medley is based off about. You can do anything you want to. And out of the group, you got cameramen, people that J-Book don't even dress up, but he still loved being around us, still hanging out with us, still our homie, but he could teach us a few things. I still do camera work. He does camera work. He helped me if I need ideas or something like that. So I feel like it's just more of a community-based thing where it's like, you got skaters, you got people that want to just talk on a mic and give you knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just like, I feel like everybody can do something. And I feel like Nebraska is doing it well now because it's branching off into more than just sports.
Love that.
And then one thing I do want to say about fashion is like traditionally people do it solo. They post content solo, they do it solo, but we're doing it as a group. And so I think it's important to really bring people together toward this passion, because everybody wants to do it solo, but we've got to come together. So I think it's important.
You need a community, a team. Like EJ said, like that's why he ain't left, because it feels like home here. Like it feels like he got a team around him instead of if he went to LA where he kind of got to start from square one and build a new team around him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I understand why he's saying that too, because like it's a community around here.
And I kind of think like to go with it, like fashion is so important in the world because it's not just about the clothes. You know, when you go and see our content, it's not just our clothes. You know, it's where we take the photos, what we're gonna do to get the photos out, like what are we gonna do to get these pictures going, because it's more than just, it's like photography, fashion, location, the influence. You feel me? All of it goes into one, even with the sports. Like you said earlier, you see the tunnel walks.
Yep.
All that. But also what I want to say is with Formella, when you see us, you don't see none of us dressing similar. You don't. And that's the best part because you get bits and pieces from each person. Like we might get bits and pieces from the Skater Boys, EJ. And that's the whole point about being in Nebraska is just see how everybody treat each other. Like how everybody treat the football nation. That's how I want the next few years to be with the skaters, the fashion, photography.
Yeah.
Even the little stuff.
Love it. I love it. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
You're looking for a cast for today, a chance of wintry mix with patchy fog, otherwise cloudy skies, high near 33. Tonight, a chance of snow, otherwise cloudy skies, a low around 24. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, some light winds, an afternoon high near 44. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
We're kicking off 2026 with a party on Friday, January 2nd, featuring Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys, who are turning 93.7 The Ticket into a skate park. You heard that right. Make plans to stop by The Ticket between 5 and 8 p.m. on Friday, January 2nd for a live broadcast of Culture and Coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a vintage market plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you do not want to miss. Stop by The Ticket prior to the Nebraska basketball game on Friday, January 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m.
The disruption continues now on 93.7 The Ticket. This is your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith Live.
What up, Lincoln? It's drive time in the capital city. It's a big Friday if you're a Husker basketball fan. Todd Ogden, Downtown Lincoln Association. You're going to the game, right?
We're going to the game.
You guys are going to scream loud?
We're going to win.
We got to win this
one. Are we
one.
going to win?
Yeah, we're definitely going to win. This is the furthest we've ever gotten ever, right?
Without losing. It absolutely is.
Hey, this feels good. It's been like the first since like colored TV stuff. It's like stats are old on this one since we've been this good. No, it feels good. This show is called Culture and Coffee every first Friday. We have packed the studio with kind of the culture class, a lot of different folks who are in skateboarding, music, fashion, different parts of culture. And when you hear things like skateboarding, music, fashion, culture, you almost immediately, and I'm sure a lot of folks here, immediately your mind goes to Red Bull. Anybody drinking a Red Bull right now? Shout out Red Bull. We got plenty of Red Bull up in the studio. Shameless plug for Red Bull. Yeah. All right, well, we got Michael. So field marketing, Red Bull, in the territory. Your territory is the Midwest, right?
Yeah, I got Nebraska and South Dakota.
Nebraska and South Dakota. Awesome. And so one of my favorite Michael stories was like a month ago, maybe, we're in the rail yard and we're doing the sort of Prairie Pirates skate activation where we're towing like the Bowie Boys and people on skateboards behind this is rest in peace to Trayson's knee. But we're towing guys on skateboards, jumping bikes. And you said the line to me that is my favorite line of all time, but it was like, you cannot believe that this is happening in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, I was absolutely blown away. It was definitely not something I was expecting. Coming from Florida, we got a lot of rowdy stuff that goes on down there. And coming to Nebraska and getting similar, if not more rowdy vibes was pretty awesome.
I love it. Yeah. He was like, how are there no cops in the area? And I was like, they just trust us. It's like a lot of trust. We got a lot of trust.
Downtown's really safe.
It is. You heard that here. Statistically, too. We got stats to prove it. So, when you're a part of the Red Bull brand, it's obviously an incredible story. The Bowie Boys get to travel a lot and do a lot of really cool things with Red Bull, and Red Bull's taking them some cool places, and we'll touch on that in a second. But maybe talk to what it feels like being the sort of the culture driver, which is what Red Bull's known for, and being in a room like this with kind of like
Lincoln, Nebraska. This is not what people sort of expect.
No, this definitely isn't what I expected. And it's been pretty phenomenal journey to get here to this point. Like I mentioned previously, I'm from Florida, born and raised. So moved out here in May over to Omaha specifically. And honestly, the community just welcomed me with open arms. Honestly, we've had a ton of access, which people have, touched on a few times now. And it's been a consistent theme that anytime I reach out or want to connect with someone, it's like, yeah, let's do something. Let's make something happen. They're big fans of the brand. They're big fans of what we do, and they're big fan of how we get to support and up level the community.
It's awesome. The opportunities that Red Bull has, it's, I got flown around the country doing cool stuff with Red Bull early on in my career when I was like the Bowie Boys age and doing those things. And so I know that feeling of like when the brand backs you, it has this just different kind of meaning to it. And so it means a lot that Red Bull's here tonight in the studio supporting this, activating with us. It's awesome that you're driving the mini bike, towing skaters into ramps.
Yeah, it was super fun. That was definitely a unique opportunity, and thanks for making it happen.
Oh yeah, you feel like being a kid. It just feels like being a big kid. That's awesome. So Red Bull, I took a lot away from Red Bull in my time working with them, and I get a chance to talk about some of the things that they taught me. But Red Bull always pushes innovation. They're not afraid to try something new. They're not afraid to do something different. You constantly see these like wild, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this next sort of thing.
Yep.
So how does that sort of correlate when you're in a place like Nebraska where people sort of are like, all right, we got to do what's always been done before, and people get kind of like in their comfort zone a little bit?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of comfort zone around here, but I think like this community, this room right here is everyone who's pushing the envelope in Nebraska and wants to see it change for the better and like change in a way that Nebraska hasn't seen before. We've got fashion here, we've got skaters here, we have industry professionals that are just up-leveling the community in general. And it's been pretty spectacular just to see it coming from like the outside coming into it.
I love that. It is great. And you were talking about people from out of state.
Yeah,
you mentioned that offline.
I mean, with the following that I've gotten and specializing in a certain style of tattooing, I have a ton of people come from like all over the Midwest, like Iowa, like Des Moines, Kansas City, even Denver. I've had people fly in from Alaska, which is crazy, and like even out of the country. And every single time someone comes, they're like, damn, I didn't know Lincoln was like this. I didn't expect this. They expect like cornfields and that's it, and like the random shop in like a little downtown area. And they're like, this is actually cool. The first thing you see when you come off the interstate/highway is the stadium and then Pinnacle Bank, and come straight into downtown. And yeah, people are just like, this is awesome here. A lot.
It gives cool vibes. Yeah, it definitely gives cool vibes. You make your way over to Roots Collective, Miss Brown. She's got an awesome space. Talk about Roots Collective and just what that means. And there's like there's a creative journey that you've gone on as someone who's musician, artist, painter. If you don't know Addis Brown, then you're living under a rock. But we've got Addis Brown in the studio.
Popular.
Yes. But just talk about, you've been a creative in this town, I would say at least for like the last almost 20 years I've known you. It feels like it's been
my whole life, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're 25. And so
I'm only 25.
Yes.
I'm your guys' age.
Yes.
I'm not nearly 40.
But speak to the Roots Collective and just some of the like the creative energy that you're bringing through what you've got going and that whole thing.
Yeah. So I'm a hairstylist, and sorry, I have a cold too. I'm okay. I'm not contagious, but yeah, so I've been a hairstylist for over 15 years, and I'm Samara's mom. I'm now known as Samara's mom. I'm not my own entity anymore. But I was doing the music thing back in the day before I had Samara, and was playing at Duffy's, and remember that bar down there that was already knocked down and now it's a hotel. Like back in the day where Knickerbockers.
Yeah, Knickerbockers.
So
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Wow.
And it's so cool to think about the music box idea and how there's going to be an opportunity for musicians to be able to, record and not have that full expense on them, or just to do it together and have more community surrounding that. I think part of the reason I was like a single mom at the time, so I couldn't do everything, continue to be a musician and, be a hairstylist and an entrepreneur. So kind of felt like I had to choose one and stick to it, one creative route. But as I'm more stable now, it's like I can continue to be into fashion and support my daughter in that. And, we go to the vintage stuff, we do the pop-ups, and now Samara loves to sell her own stuff. So it's just like Lincoln is just so cool. And there's so much potential, and not just in this room, but the growing opportunities that we're all together, manifesting in Lincoln. So I'm excited for all that's going to be.
It definitely feels like there's a new chapter in town. You know what I mean? Like a next season. I think, Todd, you guys are driving a lot of that really cool stuff with what's happening with the investment into downtown. The Haymarket got a lot of love these last like decade. And so it's cool to see that downtown's now going to get its next investment. I know that everyone here is stoked for the skate park coming to town. Whether you skate it or not, you're going to shoot content there 100%. Like that's happening for everybody, which is really cool. Todd, what is sort of, I want to go to like the O Street conversation real quickly. And so what are some of the big moments that are happening? You know, everybody says there's like, like our 5 seasons and construction's one of them. And so I know that there's a lot of construction happening down on O Street. And a big part of why we wanted to get everyone in the studio, we wanted to get these people here, was to tell everybody like O Street's not going anywhere. Still come downtown, still come hang out with us. But what are some of the big things people can kind of expect?
Yeah, I think construction you're going to start seeing once it gets warmer out. They're going to start closing down some of the lanes in the streets. Full streets won't always be closed all the times, but at all times, all of the businesses will be open. Cool. So we'll make sure to have full access. Our goal is to meet with every business along the area to make sure we can coordinate with them when the contractor's selected, which that should almost be done by now. And when the contractor's selected, they got to do their work. And then we have to work with the businesses to make sure that everybody knows we're open. The last thing we want is ever say, oh, this is a disaster zone. Don't come here. Absolutely do not do that. Still come here, support downtown. And everything O Street is really trying to do, it has nothing to do with the things we're going to add. It's about highlighting what we already have. O Street's amazing, and we have so many cool places, and we have so many cool places on 14th, like we talked about, in the Haymarket, in the Telegraph District. All we're trying to do is highlight it so more people want to come to these areas and support our local businesses and support our local artists and musicians and fashion designers. We want to support each other so we can continue to do that, because the last thing we want is more corporate chains and things that are coming in here. No, the downtown thrives based on our unique identity, and if we're not unique, we don't exist. So downtown has to maintain that we're a place that everybody can master their craft and stay here and want to be a part of it. So O Street's really just going to make it a place that people will be able to highlight what we already have. We're not going to bring in any new stuff necessarily, other than when you come here, when this is done, it's going to be more comfortable to walk. It's going to be more comfortable to bike, skate, drive, scoot, all of that stuff. And it's going to be a place you're going to want to be. O Street is our entryway into the city, and 9th and 10th are the entryway. So we just want to make sure our entryway is welcoming, so people say, no, I want to be a part of this. And while I'm here, I want to go visit all the businesses that I see while I'm along the way.
Absolutely. And that affects everything. It affects recruiting. It affects people moving to town. It affects businesses. It affects the brain drain, like the entire conversation. And so you talk about, business owners, local business owners. We've got one in the building. We've got Miles, Bodegas. So Bodegas in the house. Miles is a special one for me. You're an entrepreneur, you're a musician, you've got a band, you're doing all these things. I'm never going to not know you as a Bay Kid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me not to know some of you. I know he's like medium-sized Johnny, but he'll always be little Johnny to me in the back. But like, there's this thing of it. But so, you've had a really cool journey that I've been able to see you go from just, a Bay Kid to like full-blown entrepreneur with a business. You care a lot about the music scene in Lincoln. And I know that's a big passion of yours. So tell us about Bodegas. You guys are doing things differently. It's not always what it was, which some of us know exactly what Bodegas was, and we went for that reason. But you guys are shifting stuff. But talk a little bit about Bodegas and some of the music stuff that you're into.
For sure. Like you said, Bodegas wasn't always like just a music spot. It was kind of a spot for just like the older crowd in Lincoln to go and have a place to hang out, kind of like a zoo bar, but zoo bars kind of just for everyone. We wanted to make Bodegas in that same category. So what we did was just cultivate it to every single type of music genre there was in Lincoln. For the longest time, Bodegas Alley was the Grateful Dead bar, the Fish bar, the Widespread Panic bar. You go there if you want to do that type of stuff in that scene. I will leave it kind of vague, but we didn't want that.
Austin's favorite. That was you're a Fish guy. Big time.
Fish is the greatest band of all time.
I know that's how many times have you seen Fish in concert?
36
That's
times.
what I was saying. I knew that's why I knew there was a real Bodegas love. This man was part of the culture.
Like I said, I mean, I love Fish, I love Grateful Dead, but that's not what's going to make the money, and that's not what is driving home the Lincoln music scene. And so we wanted it to be everything, as far as like rap, to like DJing, to jam band, to indie. So we've been just when we had our grand opening in June, we had 4 different nights. The first night was a Wiz Khalifa after party. We had DJ Bonix, Wiz Khalifa's DJ. He came in. Wiz Khalifa came in for like 2 or 3 minutes.
As they do. As they do.
The whole Taylor gang was there. The next night we had like our metal night, which we just had all the local metal bands the ones with the most pull, they kind of came and played for that first Thursday night. And then we had jam band / Americana night. And that's just like, some of my bands, some of like the traditional music that you'd hear on the radio type of stuff back in the day. And then we had EDM / like hip hop night on Saturday. And but tying that back together is just we're trying to get everything back into Bodegas instead of just one specific genre of music and one specific genre of people. We want everyone in there. We want everyone to feel like it's a space you can come to, not just a Grateful Dead bar.
Totally. And I think we all love a good Grateful Dead bar. But I think that, and this for maybe me and Austin and Todd and Addis, is it's awesome to see how diverse, Michael, I'm lumping you in with this old crowd, how diverse, how just like, you don't have to just be one thing anymore. You can be into skateboarding, music, fashion. You can have so many different avenues, and those lead to other opportunities, and it leads to content creation or photography. And so your love for, music led you to Bodegas, led you to be an entrepreneur, led you to owning a bar. Like, it's a really cool sort of trajectory that it took. And we see that at the Bay all the time. And I've seen that with a lot of you in this room. Like, it starts as a love for skateboarding, and then all of a sudden you realize, no, fashion is the outlet, or music is the outlet, or something else is the outlet. But go ahead.
I was just going to say, I want to thank Miles, because if it weren't for him, the music district wouldn't exist. I mean, we aren't a music district without live music, and somebody else could have bought that bar and just had to be a regular bar. So by taking that leap and doing that, that saves everything. That's what we need to cultivate. People like Miles doing what they're trying to do, trying to give us a unique voice and trying to activate it. And that's all we want. We want more of that. And we don't even need more of that. We want more people to be exposed to what we already have. So make sure if you're here, come down, go to Bodegas. Like, there's shows all of the time, and let's pack the house every night you have a performance, and every other night as well too.
Love that. Speaking of pack the house, we're on 11th and O. Get your butts down here. We got a Vintage Market. We got a skate activation going on at 7 p.m. We're going to take a break. We'll be back shortly.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
We're kicking off 2026 with a party on Friday, January 2nd, featuring Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys, who are turning 93.7 The Ticket into a skate park. You heard that right. Make plans to stop by The Ticket between 5 and 8 p.m. on Friday, January 2nd for a live broadcast of Culture and Coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a vintage market plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you do not want to miss. Stop by The Ticket prior to the Nebraska basketball game on Friday, January 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m.
The disruption continues now. This is your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith, live on 93.7 The Ticket.
What up, Lincoln? We are on O Street and on the air. We've got a vintage market going on today. We've got a skateboard activation. We're going to be doing some skating for HF Crave. Ty Smith, you ever have Crave burgers?
Oh, yeah.
They're great.
Fire.
So good. Ty, you ever go to Crave?
Yeah, they need a downtown location.
Crave.
Though, but yeah, absolutely.
Crave, we got to get you downtown. We're fishing to get you down here. So we've got a ton of, keep on piling in. We got a bunch of folks. So we've got, I don't even know how to describe it, the culture class. My phone has been blowing up. Everybody who's watching this is like, oh my God, this is so interesting. This is so cool. All right. Yeah, we're piling in here. And so tonight we are kicking off our first show. So we're going to do this once a month, every first Friday. We wouldn't be able to be in here tonight. We wouldn't be able to pull all these people together and have this very cool vintage market sponsored by the Bowie Boys with the skate activation if it was not for Todd Ogden and the Downtown Lincoln Association. So shout out Todd. Shout out Downtown Lincoln. Thank you so much. We are an hour away where the game's at 8, right? We're 2 hours away. 2 hours away from this. People are talking about Austin. You're a big hoops guy. Are you itching? You're getting out of here quickly. You're
I'm not as big hoops guy as you, Mike. I didn't play college basketball now, so you're the hoops guy.
Oh, you were a college hooper?
I was. Listen, this is
He's also a good golfer. Have him tell us golf story.
No, there's no need for the golf story. There's no need. It's only one story. That one story. What we've got a resident expert in the studio tonight. He said he wanted to talk more on the air, and so we're gonna get some Michigan State and Nebraska predictions for tonight's game.
I think the predictions might be I think it might be a little close, like 80 to 90 or something like that.
80 to 90. 80 to 90. I like that. Who's putting up big points for the Huskers tonight?
I think the Huskers are really gonna win tonight.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Do you think we have one player who's going to carry the load and score more points, or who's your favorite player?
Rink.
Just Dad's coaching him on the side. That's awesome. No, that's awesome.
I guess.
It is fun. We're really fun to watch right now. Like, it's a fun brand of basketball. If you're a basketball junkie and you enjoy watching it. Austin, you headed over to the game?
That's why I'm cutting out early.
Dipping out.
Only the best of reasons is why
I understand. Who would want to leave this party that's happening down here? We're down here on 11th and O. Get your buns down here. If you didn't know, we're hosting an event tonight by the Bowie Boys. We got the Bowie Boys in here tonight, right? Are they in here currently? Yeah, all right. So Bowie Boys, hop up right behind me. Hop up to the microphone. They're no strangers to the ticket. They've been here before a few times. So you guys are hosting a vintage market. We've got a skate contest tonight. What are we skating? What's happening? Give people a little bit of a preview. If they get down here, 7 o'clock, we'll start skating.
Oh yeah, we just built this. We got a box.
Hop up to the mic. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just built this box. We spent like all the last few days building it, getting it all together. So we're about to put a box in the middle of the mill, and then we got vintage vendors all around it. So it's gonna be chaotic, but I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, just a bunch of chaos inside a tiny building.
Yeah. So
if you want to watch that,
here, yeah.
Boards flying,
don't take one of the shin.
Yeah, watch your shin. Yeah.
And shout out to HF Crave for the gift cards that we're gonna be giving away.
Yeah.
Everybody loves skating for gift cards. It's very cool. You know, people have always asked me, why don't I have a podcast? You know, and do the whole podcast thing, and talked a lot about that. And when an opportunity came to hop on the radio, I thought, you can't do this with a podcast. If I invited you all to come kick it on my podcast, none of you would be here today. Like that wouldn't have happened. And so it's very cool that we get an opportunity to do something like this live on the radio. I'm so proud of Lincoln, Nebraska, and just the culture that we're bringing to the table, the kids that are in here, the musicians that we've got, from everything from 11-year-olds to Addis, who's 45. We've got everybody just in here holding it down. And so I do have a question for the skate crew in here, though. What is the best? Like, the best is if you're a street skater, if you skate in the spot, like, what's the best?
Levo.
You get, we got Ali's in the house. If you get one spot to skate in Lincoln, Nebraska, what's your one skate spot? The Bay's excluded. We all know. Shout out Bay. We all love the Bay. What's your one skate spot that you get to skate?
U.S. Bank Ledge.
U.S. Bank Ledge. Johnny, what do you got?
I don't condone street skating on
exactly the answer. Yes. So,
I will say where that football stadium is, there's a lot of good spots over there.
That one football stadium? And no one's ever heard of it before? That one big stadium right over there. That's great. That's great. What about the Bowie Boys?
You know, I'm going to go with Sheldon Art Museum.
I was going to say that.
That's a great spot. You know, if Lincoln came out with a bunch of street skateable spots around the city, you know, I think that'd be a great idea for the skate community.
Just to open up some skate spots around the community. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It is cool. I will say though, we have you go to cities, Todd, you get to tour cities, that's part of your job, and you get to see downtowns, and people always say things like, you know, you're only as strong as your downtown business is. A community is only as strong as its downtown scene. When you roll into Lincoln and you see the skate park that we just built and like the investment that came from our mayor, like that's not just like a typical skate park for a city the size of Lincoln. And if you've seen skate parks, you know it's a real investment, and it's a real investment from our community. And our mayor, shout out to our mayor for being the driving force behind that. But just talk a little bit about like some of the buzz that's created.
Yeah, it's super important because you have a lot of people that just assume that we don't need something like that. And then today is an example. No, we absolutely need some of that, especially if you talk about, you have some people, some downtown properties, not all of them, say, hey, why is everybody skating on my property? It's like, well, where else are people going to skate? Let's give them somewhere to skate so you can do it, and let's do it right. So I think I give them a lot of props too for investing in that, because we want people to use it. That's all I care about. Let's use that, because if it's used, more of that's going to pop around the entire city. and downtown. Like, I love that idea. Let's find when we have new developments go on, when they talk about bringing benches and stuff outside, screw that. Let's just get something that you can rail on over all down the street and have some of that. We have other spots that I'd love to figure out how to do that. But again, all I care about is we want downtown to be active. And if that skate park is active and the rest of the park is active, we'll be able to prove what we're telling people. Activity solves everything. Talk about safety. Active downtowns are safe downtowns. So people can't complain about that anymore. So make sure to come and activate that space. So bring all your friends, be there all the time when it's open, or no.
Speaking of activate, get your buns down here. We're on 11th and O. You're listening to Culture and Coffee. This is 93.7 The Ticket. We're going to take another quick short break. We'll be back shortly.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
We're kicking off 2026 with a party on Friday, January 2nd, featuring Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys, who are turning 93.7 The Ticket into a skate park. You heard that right. Make plans to stop by The Ticket between 5 and 8 p.m. on Friday, January 2nd for a live broadcast of Culture and Coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a vintage market plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you do not want to miss. Stop by The Ticket prior to the Nebraska basketball game on Friday, January 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Sometimes in life we look for rhythm and consistency. But sometimes life just needs disrupting. Welcome into your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join Mike and his local disruptor each week as they surprise people who shape their journey with a phone call. Disrupting your drive time on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is Mike Smith.
What up, Capital City? We are 2 hours away from a big Husker basketball game. We got Michigan State in town. I was kind of surprised we were favorites, but I thought that was a very cool thing. It felt very cool. I get I still get a little pregame jitters for the boys every once in a while. I love basketball. I also just noticed a good friend of mine who also loves basketball made the trip from York. This is a dude who I have had the privilege to skate across the state of Nebraska with. I have seen this. He was there when we opened the skate park in the mall. He was there when the Bay came to the spot on Y Street. About every silly, crazy idea I've had, Eric Eckert has shown up at some point. And my man Hakeem just walked in the studio. But I want to get Eric Eckert up on the mic real quick. And so we've got, hop up on the mic. Eric Eckert, shout out, clap it up for Eckert. He showed up for York for this. It's very cool. And so Eric, he's got a skate mag called 50/50 Skate Mag, January 25th.
Yep,
right?
at the Bourbon.
At the Bourbon. Tell everybody about the magazine, the body of work you're putting together. What are you up to with it?
Yeah, so basically I like shooting photos, and my knees are shot, so I can't really skate much. And so just making the magazine is my way to be able to still be a part of the skate community and get to hang out and just do something fun. So it's what we're doing right now. I think I did 45 skate missions in the last year, and the next magazine is going to be 100 pages. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
You've seen Lincoln grow as a skate community. You've also been a part and pioneered your own skate park in York. You helped your community build it, not just one pour, but you came back around, raised money, and did a second.
Yep. We were 13 years in. We just did phase 3. So
wow,
yeah,
it's incredible. So you've been
in a town of 8,000 people.
Yeah,
concrete skate park.
It's incredible, and it's an incredible skate park. And so you pioneered those things. Talk about how you've seen maybe some of the skateboarding and music and fashion culture grow, because it didn't look like this when you first started. This was not what it was like.
It's been awesome. It's cool just seeing not only the community and culture in Lincoln and Nebraska, but countrywide grow to appreciate skateboarding more. Just the simple fact that it's not looked down on, and getting skate parks built in cities is so much easier, and it opens up venues. I mean, I just went to North Platte, checked out their new park. Compared to what they had, it's incredible. Compared to what a lot of people have, it's incredible. So the fact that this is even a possibility now is amazing. And I think it's cool too that it just brings in people with different talents and abilities. So if people shoot videos or photos or make clothing, whatever you want to do, you can still be a part of the community.
And that's what I think is fun, is it's almost like skateboarding was the hook, and then it springboarded into a whole other creative outlet for you. And that's what you see with so many of us in here is, Michael, I'm sure you had a hook, which was action sports or something, and the legend Red Bull kind of drove you to the next thing. And so it's awesome to watch those hooks sort of get you, and then you can catapult to the next thing. How do you, there's a fine line between this is my creative outlet and now this is a job and I despise it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that some of us in this room can deeply relate to that feeling of I love this, I hate this. And so as somebody who's been doing creative projects, 15 years I've known you, we've done projects for that long. And so talk a little bit about how you keep the love for it and the passion for it, because you can tell you still really care and you still really love it?
Yeah, I think for me, it's recognizing there's an ebb and flow to things and like enjoying it in the moment. I've drawn mazes for 40 years of my life, and I've gotten to do incredible things throughout the entire country via that. And for a 10-year window, it was huge. And then it kind of started to taper off. And it was like recognizing that's okay and find the next thing. And so it's like with the magazine right now, like, this is issue 3. I'll make 5, I'll make 10, I'll make 50. But if at some point I don't enjoy it or it doesn't work, then I'll come up with another weird idea and spend some time doing that.
I want to go back to the maze thing because I use that as a flex all the time. Because people will say things like, "Oh, we need a guy who can do something." And one time someone said, "Oh, we need a maze," and I was like, "I got a maze guy. I got like the maze guy of all maze guys." And so maybe speak to in skateboarding terms, it's hard to like have a better sort of Mount Rushmore or flex of sort of partnerships and things that you did. I felt lucky that you drew a maze on a mini ramp that we skated in the rail yard. It was one of the first Skate Art Music Festival activations that we ever did. So you even drew a giant solvable maze on a mini ramp that was skated in Lincoln. But speak to maybe some of the collaborations and just how simple drawing mazes, but connecting that to skateboarding opened up some awesome opportunities for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I started when I was 7 years old in an after school program and just did them my whole life. And it was never anything specific. It was just for fun and out of boredom. And then I worked an office job for a long time and just did it to cure boredom there. And one day I just kind of decided to start collaborating skateboard art and photos into the mazes. And it just blew up. It was the perfect storm of when I was doing it, the way Instagram worked at the time, how all that stuff set up. It just worked out great. And I think I've done 12 board graphics. I got to go to the barracks and do a mural on their wall that was completely paid for. Just all sorts of crazy stuff because I just draw mazes.
Oh yeah. You did a collab with me for a program that I took all across the country. So I did like a educational tour where I would like speak for a few hours. And I even knew that kids were going to be bored to death. So I was like, hey, if you hate being here, there's even an awesome maze in the back of this thing that my guy drew. So for the kids that didn't want to be there, it's cool to see you take that kind of like weird creative passion and continue to grow it to something different and to watch it branch off. And so I want to hop to another local Lincoln business owner. My man Hakeem is up in the studio. And so if you don't know Hakeem, you've also been living under a rock. But Hakeem is local legend, dear friend of mine. There's no way to even categorize all the things. He's a musician, he's an artist, he's an entrepreneur, he's a barber, he owns his own shop, he's a culture, a tastemaker, athlete, friend, all the things, a producer, so many different things. And so thank you for joining us tonight and being in the studio.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you being here. And so, Corn Coast Cuts, Corn Coast, all the things you're doing, you've got a lot of really cool stuff, and you've been doing it for how many years now?
Man, I've been doing this for a while, bro. Like, really, I mean, the genesis of it all started when I was in like 6th grade. I mean, if we truly speaking, when I opened up the business was in 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, October of 2019. So I've been in business, having an actual facility and storefront for about 6 years now.
Yeah. And you're doing everything, clothes, cuts. Like there's a lot of things that happen in there. And if you've never been into Corn Coast, it's one of those like, I don't always feel like this, but I remember the first time walking in where I was like, man, am I cool enough to walk in here right now? You know what I mean? Where I like, and I don't feel like that very often, but I definitely felt like that walking there. You did a great job with that spot. It looks,
likewise, I appreciate it, bro.
It's very, very cool. And so you grew up in Lincoln High grad, right?
Raised,
yeah. So like you're from this city. And so seeing the culture and like young kids like this come out, like what does this kind of speak to what this means to you?
It's a beautiful thing because I feel like being in Nebraska, and it was one of the biggest reasons of why I've curated the brand and tried to, the whole purpose of the Corn Coast was to find an innovative way and a beautiful way to rebrand Nebraska. And the reason why I did that and to go along with the slogan was to make waves where there's no ocean. And, they always want to say, be the change that you want to see. And we finally seeing that. And they always say Nebraska is always like 5 to 10 years behind when it comes to fashion, when it comes to music, when it just comes to innovation. And that was something I wanted to get ahead of and be a forefront and be a pioneer to that culture. So it's beautiful to see. Finally, it seems like we all catching up. And the internet and social media was for sure a beautiful catalyst in the process to, get us to where we at. So I think we in a beautiful space. It's cool to see the genesis of these new generations coming up and making a name for themselves, doing something and being innovative and
doing something with their chest out and just doing something that they're proud of, instead of just fitting the mold of a cookie cutter type of societal, ideology. So it's beautiful to see, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to kind of be someone that people look to for light and ideas and things like that. And I also look towards them to, see what's new, because sometimes I'll be stuck in my own box, and I'm OG status, so I'm a father and everything. So I like to kind of peel back the curtain and look beyond and see what these young kids is doing, and I'm inspired, and it's good. It's youthful energy is something to always be. It's a gift. So
absolutely,
yeah.
That's why I surround myself with it. I mean, honestly, like it keeps you young. It's what keeps downtowns vibrant. Like you need that young energy, and you need that
100%.
sort of
100%.
When you think about like the I was thinking back the other day, like when you recorded something in my little studio in my shed. Like I've got, like, it was one of those like
legendary,
and it was awesome. I took these film photos and I ruined all of them because I just was I'm a bum with a camera. I was terrible. I was just awful at it. But like I thought about it, and it was one of those things where I think there's something about when you fall in love with the thing that you're doing, whether it's skateboarding or music or fashion or whatever it is, you will go to these ridiculous lengths for like a photo shoot or a content piece or like a video to get out, or like this one mission of, we've got to make this one thing that's like, and because you get it into your head that it's like the most important thing in the world. I've watched you probably execute like 30 of those, like where it was like, man, he's on a mission right now. And like, but you keep coming back hungrier and hungrier each time, and you haven't let the creativity and you kind of dwindle. So speak to maybe some of the longevity of it for me a little bit, because we got a lot of young folks in here, and we want to see them where you're at down the road.
If it's not something that you love and you're not passionate about, you're gonna fizzle out. The flame is going to die.
I agree.
In retrospect, kind of looking at my journey, it's a beautiful thing, because your hunger as a child, when you first have that idea of like what you want to be and you start chasing your dream, and then the maturation through the process of the man that you end up being or the woman that you end up becoming, that hunger, that dream, that flame, it never dies. It just evolves into something beautiful. The maturation of that idea is still there. The core of that thing that you were always chasing, that you always continue to chase it, you never catch it. And the destination is the journey. Once you really get far on that path, you realize like there is no like I'm there. It's being in this thing, this entity of this thing that you've kind of always fantasized. Like you never necessarily catch it. You get proud of what you achieve along the way, but you realize that within that journey of getting there is what made you, and what made you and what made the thing that you created is the prized possession. That is the prize. Like that sole thing is the prize. And you have to, I know it sounds so cliche, but I feel like I have a valid opinion in this space is because I did it. And I say that in the most humblest opinion. Like I did it. Like I did it. I accomplished the thing that I came here to do. I'm living within my purpose. And when you do that, it just transforms you into, you just see the world in a whole different lens and a whole different angle, and what how that empowers you. Nobody can take that away from you. They can take any material away, but they can't take your mind. They can't take that thing that keeps you going, keeps you burning. Like I speak so passionately about it because, again, like when you go through the obstacles and you go through the trials and tribulations, and your boat is crashing up against the waves, and you think that this last wave is it, and you finished, and you topside, and you make it, you flip the boat up, and you still going. You might not have a full boat, but it's still there. Like that right there, nobody can take that from you. So that is the thing that you just have to have. Like whatever it is, bro, no dream is too small, no thing is too small. And you can always find a career within something. It might not be exactly what you wanted, but at least you still have something. Like at least you still have that, instead of settling and be like, I could have been that. Or you watch somebody else do the thing that you wanted to do. That's going to eat you alive. Don't never do that. Always chase the thing that you wanted to do. Along the path, it's going to go different ways, and you can't control that. I know you think your hand is on the wheel, and I think that too. I don't know if y'all believe in God, but along that path, y'all will find out like how beautiful life is. And you'll realize like anything that happens to you, you just kind of got to sit back and smile and be, hey man, that's life. Like we got to keep this marathon going. We still keeping it pushing. Like, and that's just that, man. So yeah.
That's a good word. I think about when I think about kind of like watching you as an artist, and it's been from not just music to like the whole body of work you put together. It reminds me of that conversation with somebody talked to Kobe once, and they were like, "Do you like winning or losing?" And he was like, "Neither."
Yeah.
And he was just like, "It's about like figuring it out."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like that, I think,
process.
yeah. And I feel like that's you. Like it's every album was a chance to figure it out.
Yeah.
Every drop was a chance to figure it out. Every creative shoot was a chance to figure it out. And I think that's what I'm seeing with a lot of you all. It's like, it's not about getting to there. It's like you find a little bit of yourself creatively. That was the Bay's journey. I mean, we went through we were a skate park in a mall, you know what I mean? When Trayson was 5, you know, and then it was like, but then it was like, okay, we figured it out, and kids wanted something more. We opened up the coffee shop. We figured it out. We got a venue. We figured it out. The public high school, you know, you start to figure it out and you chip away at these things. But I think that one of the things that's so fun about surrounding yourself with youthful energy is the naivety of they don't even know what they don't even know that they don't. I don't know how to say it. Yeah. And I have a 6-month-old right now, and I haven't slept in 6 months. And so like, it's like you don't understand it until you get a little bit down the road and you're like, oh. And so I it's so cool to see how many young people are in here being bold and shooting a shot in a place where it's not always the easiest in Lincoln to maybe stand. It's easy to stand out, but it's almost celebrated to fit in. You know what I mean? Like fitting in is kind of what happens around here sometimes, but it's so cool. And it's so cool to see just the creative energy in the studio and what everybody's got cooking. Todd, what when it comes to performers and musicians and artists and people performing in Lincoln, I hear all the time that people like, they get done playing here and they're like stoked that they played in Lincoln. And there's this phrase, and I'm not trying to throw shade against Omaha, but like there is this very real term where you get Omaha'd. If you do like they'll come for the Omaha show and they'll go to the Omaha band, and then whoever plays after them, everybody leaves. And so like the headliner's got nobody. And I don't think that's a Lincoln thing. Like that doesn't happen here, but like we really are trying to pack venues, and it means something to play in Lincoln. And so speak to some of the venues. And then Hakeem, you've performed a ton in Lincoln. I've seen you perform all over, even from the Bay to different venues. That performance life in Lincoln, we really show up and we really care. And it's awesome to see. Like I really love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we have venues that can cover every range of musician, and that's what I want. I want musicians who are just getting started. I can go to this bar, or I can go to this venue, and kind of grow up, and then hopefully we'll have musicians that have made it and come back and they're going to play at the arena.
Yep.
We have, we can fill an arena with a Lincoln musician. That's my goal. I want to produce 5 produced labeled musicians every year, and in 5 years we'll have 25 produced musicians in Lincoln. And that's something we want to do. So we want them to perform. We want them to be at 1867, Bodegas, Duffy's, Zubar, Bourbon Theater, Rococo Theater. So the venues are there. And I want to continue to have musicians want to play here and want to know it's special and know that you can do it in different ways. Like there's no cookie cutter artists that we can have in Lincoln. And we don't want that. We want everybody to kind of pave their own path and be able to have that platform to be able to do it in downtown Lincoln.
Yep. Speaking of downtown Lincoln, I got a quick question for everybody up on the spot. What's your favorite place to eat downtown in Lincoln? We're going to start with Little Man in the studio. What's your favorite food spot?
Mine probably is Gate 25 because there's for the young people there's a play place right by it, and also every now and then there's bingo.
The bingo. Yeah. You've made some bingo
night Wednesday nights.
That's Brandon's favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. What are some other favorite spots we got in the downtown scene? I know we got a bunch of downtown rats in here.
Slim's and Chipotle.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Chipotle is a go-to, but if we're talking about a nice dinner, I'd probably say Blue. I like sushi.
Blue's a good spot. Yeah.
What's your favorite sushi though?
Hero.
Blue. I like the basic Blue. I don't know.
Okay.
They got good stuff.
What's your spot?
I said Chipotle and Slim's.
Yep. I love that. Tonight our sponsor, our sponsor is Crave. Crave is our sponsor tonight. We got a skate jam going on in 30 minutes. I saw some dudes out there stretching out. Lebo's in the building. That's Uncle Lebo to some of you. He's getting ready. But we've got every month, every first Friday, we are going to participate in the Lincoln First Friday. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. There's a lot of places that activate downtown Lincoln for First Friday. What are some of those spots? I know we got the Parish. What else we got going on?
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of them, the mainstays in the Haymarket, whether it be the Burkholder Project or you have the Mission Art Gallery, and then Parish just has. I love Parish because every month it changes. Parish is an incubator for artists and merchandise artists or actual creative artists and musicians, and there's some studios up there. So Parrish is definitely one that a lot of people may not know about if they don't go upstairs on that green building on 14th and O.
Yep.
And there's also a lot of just venues that open up for First Friday as well. So a lot of our retailers downtown, we have a lot of unique local retailers that are there, and just places like that where you can really figure out how to make a night of it every Friday and every First Friday and wander around downtown. So I think we need a moving First Friday on one of these sessions and go out and have
Little
kind of
man
a
on the
mobile
street.
studio. Is that possible? But I think we need to pull that off so you can really see how active the streets are on First Fridays. And let's not limit it to First Fridays. Let's do it every freaking Friday, every day of the week.
Let's do it this Friday. Let's get down here. We're on 11th and O. We got a skate activation happening with the Bowie Boys at 7 p.m. You're listening to Culture and Coffee. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back shortly.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
We're kicking off 2026 with a party on Friday, January 2nd, featuring Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys, who are turning 93.7 The Ticket into a skate park. You heard that right. Make plans to stop by The Ticket between 5 and 8 p.m. on Friday, January 2nd for a live broadcast of Culture and Coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a vintage market plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you do not want to miss. Stop by The Ticket prior to the Nebraska basketball game on Friday, January 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination. There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all of the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day. stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. The disruption continues now on 93.7 The Ticket. This is your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith Live.
What up, Lincoln? We are back in the capital city. We got a big Husker basketball game going on. We're an hour and a half, 90 minutes away from tip-off. You know, Tom Izzo, you got to love that guy, Big Ten coach, been doing it forever. But he said there's not a lot to do in Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, Tom, we beg to differ, my friend. We've got a vintage market going on here in 11th and O. We've got a skate activation. We are activating downtown. It's First Friday in Lincoln. Every first Friday, the art scene gets activated in our community. There's lots of cool stuff happening, and we are excited. Every first Friday, you can catch us down here from 5 to 8. Culture and Coffee, The Mill, Downtown Lincoln Association. Today is sponsored by HF Crave. Sitting in with me, I've got Miles from Bodegas. I got Ty Smith Tattoos, and I got Todd from the Downtown Lincoln Association. We got Todd's little man. Remind me of little man's name one more time.
Wyatt.
Wyatt wanted to talk on the radio tonight. You can shut that. Yeah. Wyatt wanted to talk on the air tonight, so we're going to give Wyatt a chance to have that conversation. Wyatt, you're a big fan of downtown. Your dad drags you down here all the time. When your dad is down here and you're stuck in downtown Lincoln, you're like, oh, that's all good because I'm going to go do this. This is my favorite thing to do. So what's your favorite thing to do in downtown
Probably
Lincoln?
to explore downtown and go in a lot of different stores and see what's in the stores because there's a lot of different stores that differ in unique ways.
Yeah, then Lincoln's got a lot. It's got cool shopping. We got cool retail. We got a lot of cool stuff going on in the downtown scene. One cool thing we got going on in the studio real quickly is I think Hakeem is going to we're going to have our first in-station haircut. We're going to get little Johnny's going to get a little haircut. Corn Coast Cuts is in the house tonight with Hakeem. That's a tough one to say. And we're going to get our first radio station haircut tonight. So, Miles, you got a lot of cool stuff cooking at Bodegas. Maybe give people a rundown on what are some of the things you guys got, some theme nights, some consistent stuff you're doing. Talk to us about what's happening with Bodegas.
So we've definitely got different things going on. Like on Mondays, we've got elite karaoke. Manuel de la Torre, he is the karaoke guy here in Lincoln. You know, if you go to Sandy's, if you go to Big Ten, anywhere you go with like a good karaoke following is probably done by Manuel. Every Monday we have that. Starts at 10 p.m., ends at 2 a.m. It's a super fun time. Every Wednesday we have Between the Beats with DJ Black and DJ Relic. Two amazing DJs. They've been hosting and holding down Wednesdays at Bodegas for like the past 8 years.
Wow.
So longer than I've even owned it or anything like that. And then
DJ Relic's cool. He spins vinyl.
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you've never
he's super
seen,
sweet.
if you ever seen that, he spins vinyl. It's a very cool
I
experience.
think my brother's DJing at your
Really?
place. Yeah.
What's your brother's name?
Gage Woolsey. It's like Woolsey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there was a show probably like a few months back. It was like Woosley and Friends or something like that. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's good to see.
It's very cool. It's very cool to see the connections happening cross culture. And so
I think he didn't he propose to his girlfriend
there.
at Bodegas?
Yeah, literally there, dude.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty
really?
sweet.
Yeah.
So he proposed to.
He texted me and my
Yeah.
family, and my mom and my sister and all of us. We
Yeah.
showed up there. It was like
Yeah.
a really small gathering, but I mean, they didn't want anything crazy big
Right.
anyway, and it was
Yeah.
just like it was crazy. But yeah, no,
For
congrats
sure.
to him. Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, Bodegas can sometimes be like the love-making area
right. Yeah.
of the city.
I love that. We got a guitar going on back here. We got a haircut. We got a guitar. We got a pop-up skate contest, vintage thrift. There's a lot going on Harrison, the studio ever been like this before? I don't know that we've ever been this packed.
No, when Austin Norman, he said, "Hey, you got Friday for a couple hours?" I'm like, "Yeah, sounds easy enough." And then I walked in here and I was like, "Holy smokes, there's a party going off."
Absolutely.
I know you sold it on me a little bit, and I was like, "I know Mike can pull this stuff off," but then this is still blowing me away. This is crazy. This is by far, I think, the outside of Husker football game day, by far the most we filled it up.
I love that. And if you're not down here and you're listening, in 30 minutes, 25 minutes, we're going to start a skate contest. The Bowie Boys are hosting a vintage market every first Friday with a skate activation. HF Crave is our sponsor. We're saying, loving it, they're going to be doing bangers for burgers. You're going to land a trick, you do something sick, you're going to get a $25 gift card. We got Lee in the studio. We're going to get Lee to hop up on the mic. I want to have a conversation with my boy Lee. Lee is one of those guys where people don't. I get asked all the time, like, and people say, like, "Oh, Mike," and they want to know, like, who do we have any pro skaters? Like, I got asked today about Tony Hawk. Like, have you ever met Tony Hawk? And people always want to talk to me about, like, who's sort of like the best in Lincoln. And as far as I'm concerned, someone who's thrown skate contests in this town for the last 15 years, been a part of about every skate moment that we've had for a minute. I don't know that the Bay has ever given any more money, or I've ever given more first places to anybody besides Lee. And it annoys me to death, but he continues to show up consistently time over time. And so this is truly one of Lincoln's best skateboarders up in the station with us today. Thanks for being here today, Lee.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
We appreciate you. Good friend of mine. You're helping me build my own little backyard skate spot.
Which is sick, by the way.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of, we've been doing this for a long time. Lee, 15 years ago when I first started the Bay, how old were you then?
Let me think here. So
Math's tough.
See, but I was there before the Bay. So when you left Berean Church,
Before that, even pre.
you approached me. You're like, "Hey, I hear you're one of the good skaters around town."
Yep.
And you just come up to me and you're like, "Hey, I want to start this skate park and I want to skate across Nebraska for a fundraiser. Are you in?" And I looked at you. I'm like, "Let's do it.
Let's do it." And we did. We've
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
Just,
no one
let's
thought
do it.
about that. If we would have actually thought about what skateboarding across Nebraska meant, none of us would have done it. But we did. We've skated 3 times from the Wyoming border all the way to the capital. It's 400 and some miles.
I'll never forget those.
Terrible
those
idea.
nights
Yeah.
That we camped out and just skated through the rain and
Wind. Yeah. You don't realize.
name it.
Skating across Nebraska doesn't seem like it's that terrible of a decision to make until you actually start. And then you realize, like, oh, this feedlot, we're going to be stuck by this feedlot on a skateboard for like an hour because you can't get past it. And so, yeah.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a couple videos out there still.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty.
Because Eckert documented it.
Plenty of videos. And
Plenty
so
of YouTube.
We've got a pop-up skate park happening tonight. You've skated a lot of interesting things in this town that we've had here before.
Yes.
Talk about what we've got going on up in here with this ledge, this box, skating. You think you're going to walk out with some gift cards this evening?
So first off, I heard HF Crave gift cards are being handed out, so I'm here 100% for that.
My man was here for the birds.
I'm probably going to start cutting some people
Classically,
and doing
bro.
some good tricks, trying to at least,
Yep.
But basically, yeah, we're taking over the spot.
It's cool.
And we're going to skate the box, and yeah, we're going to get some tricks going and
See what happens.
hand out some cards and
Some gift cards.
keep the vibes going.
I think the vibes are being good. We got it sponsored by Red Bull tonight. The Mill's up in here. We've got HF Crave. There's a lot of really cool culture kids going on. Ty Smith, who's got a tattoo shop in town. You started out as a skateboarder. I remember you as a 14-year-old kid hanging out in the mall like those
It was
days.
crazy,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we were talking offline a second ago, and I think this is something that, and Lee, you're a good example of this too, is people in the sports world, not everybody goes pro. Everybody's always like, I want to be a pro basketball player. I want to be a pro baseball player. Working at the Bay, every kid would come up to me and say, I want to be a pro skateboarder.
Yeah.
And, you have to have that conversation where you're like, okay, like, do I tell this kid it's
That's
not
the biggest
happening?
goal.
For everybody,
That's
for every
always-
kid. Yeah. For a lot of these kids, they wanted to go pro.
I just like free stuff.
For sure.
That was
That's
it.
yeah.
Right.
But the goal really is, can you have a career? Can you have a life where you can still do the thing? Like you can still be a part of it. And sometimes that means kind of reframing and pivoting. And that's really what you do with tattoos.
Yeah.
Like you really took a hard pivot.
So the biggest thing with that, when I started, I was full on into skateboarding, like my heart 100%. It's still in there too. That's the crazy thing about, like we were talking about earlier, like Lincoln is so tight knit, and Nebraska in general. And like growing up skateboarding, that was something I quit jobs to go out and just skate.
Ah.
Like I was living at home with my parents and like lying to them about, oh, I have this job, I'm going tomorrow, I swear, just so I could go out and skate with homies, dude.
Which
And
you
it
were
was-
doing California trips left and right,
and-
just
but
out of the blue.
that's the thing about skate. When you have a passion for something, like Hakeem was just saying earlier, you do whatever you can to make that work. It doesn't even matter what it is. You have this passion, and you're gonna do I don't know how I survived. I don't know how I ate food. I don't know how I bought skateboards. I did. I don't know how. But that was the thing. I grew up skateboarding. And then there was a point in time where I realized I wasn't going to do anything, especially being in Nebraska. But then you think, you're like, okay, if I move out to like LA or somewhere, am I going to be able to do something with it still? But it's like, no, because then you got to compete with millions of other people. And then tattooing kind of just fell in my hand, essentially. There's a longer story to that. But anyways, skateboarding was always something that still was there. And like, I haven't skated, what's it been, like 8 years now since I full on skated, because I've been so focused on tattooing. And the whole reason why I quit skating to tattoo, I didn't want to mess my hand up.
Right.
That was the moneymaker, you know?
Yeah,
but
one injury, you're done.
There's still times where, you know, I built a mini ramp in my backyard recently to get back into it. And one of those things, and like all the friends that you make along the way, like you become family. Like I show up to the Bay randomly, or like hit up Lebo and like my buddy Nick, David, all those guys from back in the day. You meet up with them and like it's never like you never left. You know what I mean? So it's like you're always gonna have that family. And that's what's nice too, is like everybody, there's no like hate or anything like, oh, you quit to go do this. It's like people understand that, and it's like you're still in the scene. No matter what, you're still gonna have that spot.
Oh yeah, you were a part of it. And so we talk a lot about it when athletes hop on the station. It's like if you wear the Husker N, it's for life. You know what I mean? And if you skate the thing, it's kind of for life. And it's sort of just like
the Precision P tattooed on my ankle.
Yeah, there you go. Like you're down for life. Yeah, you're down for life. No, it's a very cool thing to see. It's fun to have space, to be able to activate space. And I know, Todd, we were talking about, you know, filling these downtown, these retail spaces, these available spaces, and just getting more people and being more active and getting people down here. What's so fun is, you know, I think when you guys, Miles, when you started Bodegas took over Bodegas, you were 19. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, 19 years old, and it's a risk, and it's a bold move, but it's a really cool opportunity as a young person to invest in our city. And now I know the relationships you're building, the people that you're meeting, the opportunities that are coming your way are things that you never would have imagined. But it's cool because it's grown your own creative journey. You're joining new bands, like you're getting into other things. And like I'm watching it accelerate and give you what I always call it weak ties. Like you meet these people who become like they're friends, but they're not like your family. You know what I mean? But you 10, 15 years later, you're like, oh my God, I remember when we did the thing. And it's like you've got these relationships and connections. And things like skateboarding, music, fashion, sports, like there's some of the only things that can do that.
That's where Lincoln Nice comes into. A lot of people say Nebraska Nice, you know what I mean? Like that's a whole different meaning. People that aren't from here don't really understand that. But it's one of those things where if you build a relationship, it doesn't even matter if you're passing by, say what's up to someone, they're going to remember that. And they're going to remember you. And that's kind of
it's like a small town feel.
We got that skating across the state. You know, we'd be in like Western Nebraska and somebody'd pull over with like a $20 check and be like, I heard on the radio, you know, and like you're out in like, you know, Cambridge.
You can barely walk.
Oh yeah.
You're just on the side of the road laying down. Like, I need a break, man. Coming up to me.
Yeah.
Like,
some farmer rolls up and gives you a bottle of water and $20. Yeah. But it really is. And that's one of the things about Nebraska is like, it is a state that will believe in you when you put yourself out there. And the ticket's a great example of that. You know, DP and Rebecca had a big passion to bring a downtown radio station down here to make O Street, to make it feel cool, to make it feel different. And that's why shows like this are so fun, is because we get to bring shenanigans like this down to 11th and O. Speaking of shenanigans, we have our first haircut going on. I think they're just getting ready. He's getting the lights set up, but little Johnny's going to get a haircut in the studio tonight. We got a skate contest going on. We got a pop-up vintage market with the Bowie Boys. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. If you're going to go anywhere, get your butt down to 11th and O and come check out this vintage market. We'll be back soon.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
We're kicking off 2026 with a party on Friday, January 2nd, featuring Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys, who are turning 93.7 The Ticket into a skate park. You heard that right. Make plans to stop by The Ticket between 5 and 8 p.m. on Friday, January 2nd for a live broadcast of culture and coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a vintage market plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you do not want to miss. Stop by the ticket prior to the Nebraska basketball game on Friday, January 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all of the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. Husker Nation, conference play is here for Husker Women's Hoops, and we need your help. The Huskers had one of their best starts ever, completing non-conference play with a perfect 12-0 record. But Big Ten play will be a challenge, and they need to hear Husker Nation in the stands for every basket, steal, and each and every win. The road to March starts now, so don't wait. Head to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat for some unforgettable matchups in PBA. Go Big Red.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in December, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book your holiday parties at Double Eagle Golf and make plans to join them for a New Year's Eve party. Gift cards make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas, and don't forget to look ahead to 2026 as spring leagues begin in February. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
The disruption continues now. This is your weekly Disrupt with Mike Smith, live on 93.7 The Ticket.
What up, Capital City? We're about an hour away from tip-off. The Husker men's basketball taking on Michigan State. I'm so excited. I want us to be a basketball town. I really do. I would love to see some. You know what I want to do, Harrison, so bad, and I've got to do it once, but it felt like almost like cheating. I got to storm the court, but it was a Creighton game. I think we beat like Oregon. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those we won, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this, but I felt like, oh God. You know what I mean? I think I even
there's
had
a little bit of shame in that.
It is.
Maybe.
I even think I wore, because I felt so guilty, I wore a green shirt to the game. Like I didn't wear a blue shirt. I didn't wear a red shirt. I was like, I'm going the most. That's a Mike Smith. But we were sitting, yeah. And I was like with a friend, and we were like in the second row. You know what I mean? I didn't even think about it. And it was like, oh, and then we win the game. And like my friends are like, I saw you on the court. And I was like, God, I did not think that.
Like a sore thumb.
I did. I really did. Yeah, I totally did. But
Are you going tonight?
No. We got this. We're gonna skate. I got a 6-month-old. I'm hanging with kids.
Fair enough.
Michael's given a lot of Red Bull, but there's not enough Red Bull up in the station tonight for me to probably pull that off. But yeah, if you didn't know, we are down here at 11th and O. If you've never seen the station, you got to come check this place out. It's very cool. People talk to me a lot and they're like, why don't you do a podcast, or why don't you do like some of these other sort of talking head things that you see on the internet? And the reason why is I think there's something special about the human experience in live that just the radio just is just
And
different.
the OG experience of radio.
It's just radio. Yeah, it really is. And it's and Michael, you know this, like Red Bull has their live event experts. It's like what they do and what they're known for. And so there's something about creating that live experience in that live moment. You just can't beat like the magic of live. And like I love it. That's why I love radio so much. And so we're down here on 11th and O. We've got a pop-up vintage market. We've got a haircut going on back here. We've got a skate activation. HF Crave is our sponsor for the night. So we're going to have some skate tricks going down from 7 to 8 p.m. And so we're activating the ticket every first Friday. We're trying to bring as much life to downtown as we possibly can. We've got Miles from Bodegas up in the studio. Ty Smith is still with us, tattooing. Lebo, Lincoln's local legend in the skate scene. And then we've got Michael from Red Bull. Michael, I got a question for you. When it comes to, these activations and these sort of live experiences, you're seeing a lot of stuff where like throwback is back, like landlines are back, and like VHS is back, and like CDs are back. Like all this old school stuff is kind of coming back. And so I'm a big believer that the human experience is going to be like a huge commodity, getting people together to do interesting things. And that's just Red Bull all day long. And that's why it's so cool. And so you have landed what is probably to many people like a dream job
for sure,
for what you get to do every day.
Yeah.
And so maybe speak to just like, I don't think people understand quite how dope your job is at Red Bull.
Yeah, I mean, the cool part about my job is really the fluidity of it. Like, there is no set day to day. This is what your structure looks like. Like, yeah, technically I have office hours, but because I'm in field marketing, I actually get to be in the field for most of it, So, like, right now I'm working, you know, like I'm clocking hours right now, technically. I'm salary, but whatever. It's still the same. Yeah, so it's really, really interesting. The job entails a lot of different aspects of it. I get to do a lot of like third-party events and relationships and like managing those, and being the first field marketer for Red Bull in Nebraska, covering Nebraska and South Dakota. I kind of get to like be a bit of a trailblazer and learning the community and learning what the scene is all about. And I come from an action sports background and a culture background. And Nebraska is notoriously like gen sports, college football, stuff like that. And like, I had never even been to a college football game until this year. So I went to my first Huskers game, got to see him release all the balloons. It was awesome. I was like, oh, okay, that's a cool experience, and really speaking to like the human experience aspect of that. Like, you can't replicate that energy online, that has to be like an in-person thing. And to your point of the VHS stuff and like those moments, I think we're really seeing a transition into that direction because it feels more authentic and not so curated. It feels very much like you're experiencing it in a very pure way.
Right.
And because of that, you get a very human connection communicated across social media, we'll say.
Absolutely. And that's why, you even think to bodegas, like you could just be a bar, and like you don't have to have music. You don't have to bring those experiences together. And I think the pandemic we all went home, we all sat by ourselves in our rooms for a couple of years and had to think about life. But it's like that human experience and getting people back together. It took a restart, and it's still, you're starting to see the world come back around and things like this. Yeah. People are starting to show up to things more and more, and just being a part of a human experience, I think, is so critical. And that's why I was so excited to do this show on the station, was to be able to bring people down to O Street, bring people in, get people skating, kind of get the shenanigans and chaos of skateboarding going on. What's that?
We're seeing like a U-turn in like the culture right now. Like technology, like skyrocketed high. Now everybody's like, okay, this isn't as great as we thought it was. Let's go back to like the more analog experience now of doing everything in person and whatnot.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you see that with so many things today, but I think that I saw like how you see, did you listen to the podcast or did you see the clip of it on Instagram and say you listened to the whole podcast? Yeah. I did one of those where I saw a clip of this. And so I didn't listen to the whole thing, but it was this concept of like the dopamine hit, when people talk about like being a 90s kid, the dopamine hit came from just like jumping your bike or riding your board or doing the thing.
Yeah.
To be a 2025 kid, like the dopamine hit comes from sharing the video.
Yeah.
And that's a very different dopamine hit.
So different.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just to create it,
Don't come home till the streetlights are on.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And like we grew up in like that. You just experienced it, and
Right.
Yeah, and you couldn't even. Your parents would be like, "What did you do?" And it was like, "I don't even know. There's no possible way I could tell you everything that just happened." You know,
I don't want to tell you.
yeah,
I can't tell
yeah,
you.
I don't want to tell you I can't, but you know, I love that you're seeing more of that come back, and you're starting to see more of that. We had Samara in here who's 11, and she's constantly on the, you know, after the human experience and wanting to go out and go places. And so I think it's so cool that we're able to chase the human experience. And so we've got 2 minutes left before we get out of here. And so I just want to say, you know, shout out to the many people who stopped into the studio tonight. We had a many firsts. This is probably the most people we've had up in here, to my knowledge.
Yeah, by far. Like I said, without a big time Husker game day, like, and I'm looking at like Colorado, not Houston Christian. No offense to those guys, but this has been awesome. So check it out. And when is this? This is like every
first Friday.
Every first Friday. So
Yep.
if you missed this one, you know, it happens, but be sure to check it out down the road, because this is just walking in here, I was like, this is sweet.
The energy's up. The vibes are here. We've got Red Bull in the house. We're giving away gift cards. We've got business owners, entrepreneurs, artists, skaters, tattoo artists. We've got everything going up in here tonight. It's awesome. It's been a ton of fun. And so we appreciate you hanging out with us. There's still time. Get down here to 11th and O. Every first Friday, you can catch Culture and Coffee. I'm Mike Smith. Thanks for kicking it with us.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can